social resources that we have today without compromising the future resources. Means to say that's why you need to plan better. You need to understand your business operation better in order for you to integrate and put in your rightful to say, Johnny, by integrating long-lasting action of the current company and a future and a strategy right now for your future generation as well. And if you don't do so, then when things changes, environmental resources became more and more. I mean, you have lesser and lesser each day on, on market access as well. So it becomes more expensive and it's becoming different more difficult to attain those resources. Kabilan says SDG goals. Okay, recycle. Sophia says recycle product that can be recycled for long term and save our next generation and dapat merasa benda yang semua betul. SDG goals is one of it that it was formed during the time when they had the Millennium Development Goals. If any one of you heard of this MDG sebelum SDG. And SDG, what does it mean? We have 17 goals, 17 goals in our SDG. Now, a lot of you who has parents or who has long time ago heard about Samling, right? Samling in Sarawak is all about forestry and what do they do aside from forestry? And they used to look into natural forestry. And was it the perception that that people always have, right? Next slide, please, doctor. All right. What if I tell you Samling today changed? Can I tell you Samling has changed to a different journey right now for all of us, and in fact, we are taking stock 5 years ago to relook into our environmental practices, to relook into our social and our governance. Next slide, please, doctor. Yes, we continue to have global presence. We mainly have timber, oil palm, property, infrastructure, and automotive. But today, my conversation with you is very much focused on timber. Okay, next. We also have global presence in different parts of the world. But our main operation, again, today will focus on Malaysia. And we do have different parts like, Singapore, Vietnam, and Hong Kong, India, but these are all our marketing offices, yeah? Okay, next slide, please. Please stop me if you have any further questions. Employees, we're committed to have a safe, effective workplace, right? And we invest in learning and training, and I embrace our diversity workforce. Today, more than 85% our workforce coming from different parts of the community, and also people from different demographics as well. Yeah, you can stop me anytime for questions that are unclear. Next. Now, as we mentioned, Samling timber business in the past, we used to be really much focusing on natural forests. Yeah. So maybe a show of hand, what do you understand, about forests aside for some of the anyone knows what do forests do? What is the ecosystem of forests? Can anyone take a try? Or tak apa, nanti okay, tak apa. Nanti je, Dr. Fadila, I think we go straight, we dive straight into ITP. Yeah? Samling today will focus more on their resources, their people, on industrial plantation. So I think next slide, please. I wanted to share with us when we say what do you mean by Samling forestry. So the forestry product that we're looking at, we have upstream, we have downstream, right? Upstream means how do you get your raw material from, right? Dulu people say, oh, you are in the yes, we are in the forest, but we're gradually. The word is note, gradually moving towards ITP. Why ITP? There's a reason for it. I'm coming to that. Yeah. And also, of course, we still focus on our downstream. Our downstream products include things like plywood, um, medium density fiber wood, door schemes, doors and furniture, kitchen cabinets, flooring, and wood pellets. Wood pellets are actually mainly on our, we said lah, the waste material, sisa-sisa. So none of these gone to waste. Sisa-sisa from the ITP forest that we planted, not we go and forest, but we planted it. And then these of the sisa-sisa or the branches and all that, we made it to pellets, yeah, and these are certified so that it can be a renewable energy, yeah, to actually embrace what our Sarawak score. I think 2 days or 3 days ago, there is a score Sarawak renewable energy commitment coming from Sarawak State. So we are part of that I mean, part of realization, yeah, to be able to contribute for the score. We cannot do everything, but by hopefully having a more cleaner energy, alternative energy, I call it, we can be part of the renewable energy as well. So next, please. Any question from anyone? Okay, today, of course, you see that our planted LPF. So you will see, what do you mean by means? What is LPF? What do you mean by planted forest? Means we let the natural forest at its regrowth state. We are looking at areas that's earmarked for our ITP, means industrial planted forest. And in this industrial planted forest, it's called ITP, or it's called LPF, yeah? And it's total about 45,000 hectare of area that we have planted so far. And it's actually plantable it's going for around 190 hectare, yeah? So going next. Now, these are our integrated supply chain. So we ask about, how do you manage your supply chain? It's such a big thing. How does it? So we have our, forest resources, forest management planning unit. So this guy by the name of Mr. Francois, he really helped to actually plan better. So there is no lead time. There's, in supply chain, we learn about just in time, we learn lead time, we learn about better resources, we learn about all the DMARC, I think Dr. Fadila was saying to you, DMARC, you will have Lean Six Sigma, all that is actually applied with the model in how do you timely put it in and ship it to your customer, production wise, and then ship it to your customer. Okay, any question from now? Kalau tak ada, saya jalan ya. Okay. Macam tak ada je. Section number 2, ITP. Okay. Section number 2, ITP. I think we've covered ITP more. Just now we've covered. We call it integrated or industrial tree planting. Meaning to say, next chapter, doctor. Meaning to say, you see, when our CEO joins us, right, he have about 5 years ago, or 6 to 7 years ago, he had this vision of moving timber to planted forest. Means to say, we will continue to use this 40,000 area or even 190,000 area, and then we will maximize the land use without going into the forest and let the forest go into natural forest, right? And it is our key to actually be part of that, because I think we are the first to obtain carbon permit for new carbon credit businesses. Yeah, nanti boleh tanya what does it mean by carbon credit, right? Next is also we are looking at our oil palm land bank as well, right? So that is not in here this today's tajuk, tapi nanti kalau ada question you can ask us as well. So next. Now, Timber 2.0 means that last time conventional logging, you go into the natural forest, yeah. Product is general plywood. Market is focused on producing plywood, selling through trading houses. Manufacturing, it's in terms of when it comes to in terms of your lot, in terms of your input, and then your capital investment. 2.0 in the other side, the red side and the brown side, right, is planted logs. It's looking at product that are much more value add. You have pallets, you have floorings, you have laminated boards, you have other markets to access to. And focus on downstream value add. Today, we really truly wanted to look at focusing on our downstream value add and lower our raw material costs because uh, raw material costs can be high, can be various factors, right? So we are looking at that Timber 2.0. If you go to our website, you can find our resources on Timber 2.0. Our aim is to not log over the conventional forest, but to go through the rehabilitate its regeneration state, and we focus fully planted industrial forest. Okay, next, doctor. So this is ITP. ITP has got various species. I have to admit, I'm not a forester by expert. I actually come from a learned oil palm background. I spent my years in oil palm. Yeah. In fact, I started my journey in Malaysian Palm Oil Association. Lepas tu, I went into trading oil palm. Then I went into the supply chain and sustainability of learning about why is it that they have so many requirements when I was in working on my buying and selling of oil palm. And then I went into WWF to work on the palm oil strategy. And then I moved to come back and work in oil palm, one of the oil palm companies as well in Malaysia. And then I left and went to Indonesia. And in short story, I actually came back home to serve the country. Yeah. So it's an interesting journey, but I'm happy to share later on as well. Okay. So we have 7 active plantations right now, as I mentioned tadi. So we have 45,000 that are already planted, and these are the different species. Okay. We want to transform in a way whereby our forest is sustainable and it's also not only profitable but it's sustainable. Okay. Next, and if you looked at it, if you go, I visited our nurseries, beautiful nurseries. So we put it in our nurseries before we actually put it in outside to grow the trees, yeah, in acacia tree. So we do have a nice, beautiful nurseries. Okay, next.
All right. It, Miss, ITP just now is actually integrated what? Industrial tree plantation.
Industrial tree plantations, yes, yeah.
All
So
right.
I often call integrated, sorry, my bad. It's industry tree plantation. Yes,
Um,
we are fully integrated means like from tree planting from tree all the way to send to our supply chain. We can do it. Yeah. Next. So these are some of the nice, beautiful pictures, different species of eucalyptus, acacia that we planted on the ground. Memang I pergi on the ground. And memang ini pokok kita. Okay, question next. Okay, so I want to come to let you understand about certification. A lot of times, are we confused with sustainability is certification? Sustainability comes from the journey of just now we started off saying that sustainability is without compromising the resources of our future generation, which means that things that we're working on, we ensure better planning, we ensure that we are able to deliver, and we are ensuring that things that we are not like what Dr. Fadila always said, jangan sikap tamak lah, yeah, so that you can have a better planning so that your next generation can do it. Now, certification is an enhancer or enabler to make sure that we follow all these because human being, right? Takat cakap saja dia tak akan berlaku. So we need something like a tool, an enabler to help us to manage some of this. And so out of our plantation, our LPF are certified. Yeah, so you can see the certification, and these certifications comes from the Malaysian Timber Council, MTCC, PEFC, Malaysian, because MTCC works very closely with the the program endorsed forest certification. So again, MTCC, PEFC, we work very closely with, and we are in compliance with this thing, with this standard yang kita pakai. And then in this standard, dia ada the Malaysian Sabah side, the Malaysian of Peninsula Malaysia side, and Sarawak side. Yeah, so we follow this standard very closely. Okay. Any question from here?
Any question from the floor?
Macam everybody breeze aja. Nanti we put all difficult questions for you. You know, you don't ask us questions. All the difficult question will be in your assignment.
They will ask normally at the end of the session. Or maybe we
Okay.
do all the
Let's go on.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Now, I think this is one of the video that if you clicked at it, we can actually watch it and at your own time, you can do so. This is what just now I mentioned about our journey, our vision for transformation. Transformation is not overnight. You cannot expect a transformation to do overnight, and it requires time. So Stanley started the transformation journey as early as 5 years ago. And of course, 5 years ago, you asked for transformation. Still, you need to put your policy in place. You need to put your practices in place. You need to put your people, culture, mindset shift in place. Because dulu kan, sorry to say lah, dulu we have people that's working on the same thing. Now we need to have a bit of a mental mindset shift. So we need young people like you all to actually be part of that on board, to share. And this is where you can have a look at it. Yeah.
Sarawak, a land of cultural diversity and a natural heritage teeming with life, where 63% of this land of hornbills is still covered in lush forest. To remain the most forested state in Malaysia, this 130 million-year-old rainforest is of great importance, and we at Samling stand firmly behind its conservation and restoration. Samling has evolved over the last 50 years, an evolution of how we view things and how we do things, evolving to meet demand without disturbing our natural heritage. Together with the Sarawak State Government, Samling is working towards achieving sustainable forest management certification for all our forest management units. Step by step, we have moved from harvesting natural forests to the more sustainable industrial tree plantations, or ITPs. As far as possible, our ITPs cover degraded forest areas. They are certified by the Malaysian Timber Certification Council's Malaysian Timber Certification Scheme, MTCS, and endorsed by the Programme for the Endorsement of Forest Certification, PEFC. We also strongly believe in zero wastage. This is what spurred us into the biomass industry, the creation of renewable energy for the future, which decarbonizes power and heat generation. Today, we make full use of upstream harvest successes to produce wood pellets, a viable, greener alternative to coal. Expanding into the biomass industry diversifies income sources, creates jobs, generates revenue within communities, and propels a new economic sector from byproducts. Sarawak has set a target of 1 million hectares of ITPs by 2025. We believe that ITPs are necessary to ensure the continuity of the timber industry, meeting the demands for timber products, saving jobs, and growing revenue streams. Our ITP is 40,000 hectares, with 35 million trees planted thus far. We envision a future where all our timber resources will be derived from ITPs, and natural forests under our care will remain exactly that, natural forests. These natural forests provide opportunities for economic benefit by way of yielding tradable carbon as a new source of revenue for Sarawak. Our pilot project in Marudi makes Samling the first company in Sarawak to step into this new era in forestry, propelling both Samling and Sarawak to the forefront of conservation and environmental protection. We remain steadfast in being a dependable pillar for our communities as we enhance livelihoods. We practice unparalleled professionalism with emphasis on people and quality. Year by year, Samling has striven for excellence in environment, social, and governance. to ensure that all we do complies with international bodies and standards, such as the UN SDGs, in our journey towards a sustainable future. From envisioning a better tomorrow to embracing a sustainable future, we are Samling and we will stand by you.
So basically, I think, thank you so much. I think this in a nutshell, class dismissed, we can finish already. We actually conclude, it actually summarizes what we do in a whole, just as what we mentioned. We are transforming and we are moving away from where we are at 50 years ago. Yeah. So now today we'll talk a little bit more on downstream operations and then things that we will talk about some of the new development in the market. Yeah. So next slide, please, Doctor. Okay, so just now, as you mentioned, right, we maximize our timber resources, and where there are waste it became our biomass a pellet as well. We're most welcome, Doctor, if you want to bring students for a short visit, but do let us know so we can curate that one of these days as well. But not this semester, or maybe on coming years or not coming years.
Where is the place? Is actually this one?
We have a few. So we have natural forest side. Because like I was, we transition it out. So ITP we have it in Segan, and Marudi, our Sarah carbon is actually not far away. It's an hour from Miri, and then of course our factories are alongside Bintulu lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing in Kuching or Sabarahan?
Ada. Kita tak ada dekat Kuching. Operations wise, we don't have it in Kuching actually. Yeah.
All right. I will try to bring them in future.
I mean, it's an experience of going to the field, going to the ground. Then it's in your own eyes, Yeah. Next. So next one, I think this is something that just to show that where our areas of our operations are. Next one. So again, these are all our processes from peeling all the way to drying to hot press. So it goes through a strict standard operations where you will then get your plywood for the housings side. Yeah. Next. So there are various products that we're gonna show you, value add and kitchen as well. So this was one of the collaborations that we work very closely with the US market. So we also send 35 containers per month to the States, yeah, for our kitchen cabinet. Flooring, so we do flooring as well, but this is actually in China. Next. Door skin, we just now mentioned as well. Door skin also. Yeah, next. We're going to go very fast because this is available on our website as well, actually. And we have our Miri medium-sized fiber board. Okay, so we talk about biomass and wood pellets, right?
We want to open
the question many people always ask, okay, Tapa, I think this nanti we will share with you. So we will go straight because I want to go straight to the not only just the wood pellets. I want to talk more about anyone wants to hear more about our sustainability in measures and whatnot and the latest development. But okay, I mean happy to have the wood pellets as well so that people understand what do you mean by wood pellets. Does it come from a deforest source? Is it alternative to the coal? First of all, coal we don't do, right? And we want to move away to cleaner energy. That's the aspiration of Sarawak. So biomass is one of the alternatives. Yeah. So that's where I think now when you saw our transformation towards the end, you will see that part as well. Again, this is our home products that we put up as well.
Hello?
Door component to hear from me. Is it better now?
It's lost just now. Is that now better?
Yes, sorry. I think it's a bit of a. So I think because of our commitment to our various customers in the States, in China, so we have to maintain a certain quality. I cannot just, a customer also. So when you ask about integrated supply chain, what do you mean by that? Does the customer do a certain, they will also ask as well, hey, where is this wood coming from? Is this wood sourced from an area where it is ITP, as you mentioned, or what kind of, the quality, not just the quality of your wood, is your wood from the area whereby it's certified? The answer is yes for us. Yeah. And remember, I started off saying that certification is a tool to enhance us to continue our commitment for sustainability. Okay. Next. I think these are some of our products that you can again find it in our website. Next. Now, I want to spend some time talking a little bit on our Marudi Peat Swamp Forest Conservation Project that is part of the carbon credit. So we were given 3 years ago a carbon study permit, right? So this carbon study permit it's a means and a tools to move away for the natural forest. So you ask, right, hey miss, madam, where are we going to get our our other income if we are not doing anything in the forest? Doesn't the community needs to go into the forest and then do things? Yes, we have this project, and this project actually symbolize, the ability of Sarawak to be able to do a natural, nature-based solution conservation project. And this conservation project, we add on the carbon credits. I know a lot more NGOs, when they talk about carbon credits, they're like, oh, no, 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 you cannot do carbon credits. Oh, no, no, this you cannot do. That also maybe cannot. But carbon credits is one of the means and a way to generate income as well, isn't it, for the community, or and even for the day-to-day operations. Yeah. So I'm gonna share a little bit. Next slide, please. This is our Marudi conservation project. I like everyone to have a look at it. So sometimes a video speaks 1,000 words. Yeah.
Wait, let me.
Boleh?
How to wait. Oh, there's a question while waiting for me to stop this first.
Good question. Do Samling company exploring the integration of any digital transformation such as AI for better forest resource management and sustainability? Thank you, Anderton. It is part of my current it is part of my current strategy right now to move us towards there. As you know, we started 50 years. We are very much and a lot more to integrate more uh, um, digital transformation. So it is part of the strategy that I'm currently crafting on how do we integrate the digital transformation for us in a fairly interesting um, industry, right? So that we can manage better for our greenhouse gases, we can manage better on our data. And if you hear there's many way of measuring all your GHG, there's many ways of measuring your sustainability certifications. Yes, we want to do that. The answer is yes. In short, is yes.
All right.
So this is our Marudi project.
The world is hotter now than it ever was. Extreme temperatures and weather patterns have caused astronomical havoc and disaster the world over. Governments and corporations know what the causes are. Many are taking steps to turn back the tide. Samling is one of them. Under the stewardship of CEO Lawrence Chia, Samling has embarked on a journey to initiate the Marudi Forest Conservation and Restoration Project. The area is home to diverse flora and fauna and contains some of the last undeveloped inland peat swamp forests in Sarawak. The project is covering a total gross area of 55,800 hectares, with peat forests covering 21,000 hectares. The project aims to conserve and restore degraded forests where the objective is to achieve the reduction of emissions from deforestation and degradation, the conservation of wetlands, and reforestation of degraded forests. It's not only about the forest. The multiplier effects of this project will be far-reaching as it will have a positive impact on the ecosystem through enhancing biodiversity, carbon storage, and water regulation. Protecting and conserving high conservation value forests is crucial for the well-being of both the local communities and the environment. The communities who live in Marudi will be nurtured through programs tailored to enhance their livelihood and standards of living. These will include projects to restore the fauna and flora, ensure food security, improve waste management, and projects which will embrace the local culture. Marudi is just the beginning. There is a long journey ahead of us. As we identify and implement more such projects, we will work with the Sarawak State Government in transforming the forest industry and state's economy, as well as enhancing the lives of our communities and ultimately our future.
Okay, so I wanted to answer the question from Hazati. Basically, the area that we are targeted for ITP, definitely it will not be areas in the natural forest. Even if there are, we definitely will have to do several things before. So in a certification, you are asked to do your environmental impact assessment, or we call it the HCV assessment. Then in your high conservation value assessment, that's where you understand the demographics of your community and also the areas where these areas are meant to be for protection, right? Maybe if it's a river, we have to protect it. It's a buffer zone, we have to protect it. So these are the things that we do. So in every area, like even our planted area, even our carbon project, we run this before we can get a certification. So before NTCC PEFC gives you a certification, you have to run all this compliance. Yeah. The answer is there's no way that every place is uninhabited. Uninhabited means there will always be communities around. So we actually in Samling, we do have community liaison officers that go to the ground and talk to our people, and we do invest in that, and there's a team there as well. So yeah, maybe I hope that answers your question, Azati. So next slide, please. Now we have moved, like just now you were asking, right? What do you do for the community then? What are the impact that you have brought for the community? These are the initiatives that we have done over the years. Maybe next slide. Of course, putting back, everything is asked for us, it's an all ask, yeah. Business will still have to do a certain things, but there are impact, social impact that we understand, and hence we focus on five areas. One is community, second is environment, third one is workplace, four is stakeholders engagement. Now you will ask, why is it that environment you didn't put on the first? Is ESG, right? I think in no particular order, we always understand, right? Without working closely with our communities, we probably cannot protect the environment. So we always understand that protecting the environment needs people, needs shared, aligned vision together. Right? We want to do a particular area on carbon project. But someone said, oh, cannot, I want to go into the. So again, we need to work very closely. Our short answer. Yeah. Next. Now, of course, we do have in our operations to provide basic living amenities, and also we provide some of the in the meal, some of the service center as well. And we used to also have fish ponds and husbandry for our community. Yeah, and of course, clean water sanitation. Now, we also look into our environmental waste. We remember we start off saying that biomass is also using some of these waste as well. So we have waste identifications and segregations in not all yet, but in progressively in our operations, we are segregating our waste and we're looking at waste labeling containers and we'll schedule waste storage as well as transportation and collection point as well as disposal. So these has been systematically done in us in some of our operations. Yeah. And of course, we want to make sure that, um, not only just one, we must have more than, in the end, all 6 and 7 of our operations follow the policy of our waste management. Okay. Also, protecting our water catchment area is very important. Yeah. Next. Now, enhancing conservation. Many of you probably didn't hear and didn't heard. We actually worked with WWF before and we co-partner with them in the heart of Borneo many years ago. We also support the UPM ongoing research on wildlife and high conservation values and social impact monitoring assessment. Also never heard. People always, and what we hear from the, the news and whatnot is oftentimes is the opposite, right? So actually, you guys are my eco warriors right now. Yes, we may not be perfect, right? Cannot be. We have so much operations in the past, right? But we do have efforts and we will continue to have more efforts coming in as well. And potentially, hopefully, with Unimas as well. And in fact, we are working. Do you know that just now the video that you watch in Unimas study, we work very closely with Dr. Pauline to work with the community. For 2 or 3 years, we work with Dr. Pauline on our community to ask them about, hey, engage them. We have run 3 town halls and it's all sustainable development goals aligned. So it is not often you hear, right? And then I see just now an emoji that came out. Oh, really? Yeah, it is, right? That's completely, it's a different story on the ground where you heard. So the story is like this. Gen Z, we need fact check. Cannot just listen to one side of the story, tapi balanced view. If the view is fair, if it is kita kan tidak perfect. If we have things that we are not right in the past or in the present, we will membetulkan. But if the news is really betul-betul not true, I think we are a generation that is able and wise to make a wiser decision not to believe in certain, hearsay. Yeah. Next. Again, I think without commitment from our management on sustainability, you can just talk about it. And just now someone did say, sustainability is a trend. Actually, if sustainability is a trend, palm oil people started the trend uh, 15, 20 years ago, and they are still working on it, right? They're still working on all of these many trends that is being required. Why people call it a trend? Simply because sustainability has more and more and more new requirements coming. We started the journey of certification very early. We started the journey of looking at ourselves and how to improve also very early. So it's not just a trend, it's also moving. Yes, it's not wrong to say it's a trend because the trend every time keep changing. But whether or not the trend changes, sustainability has to stay. Yeah. Because you cannot have an operations or you cannot have a nation where there's no economic of growth without sustainability. And we managed to do our mapping, materiality mapping. Anyone heard of this thing called materiality mapping? Hands up, boleh jawab. Nanti cikgu give brownie points. Dr. Falida akan give brownie points. Apa itu materiality? Without using ChatGPT, or without using DeepSeek, boleh lah, boleh. You can. Now, materiality in short is it's actually mapping out what is material to the business, right? Just now we talk about certification is one of the tools. Materiality mapping is another tool. So you have to understand in the real of business finance world. So I learned a little bit about investment and financial world with my little exposure about how do I understand that this is important. Later on, my CFO will come and ask, "Hey, Melissa, why are you spending this much? Ini cik, ini sangat mahal sekali." No. All these, if you don't plan well today, you didn't budget it for next year, or didn't budget it 10 times the next following year. The cost that you didn't budget it in 2025, 2026, you probably have to put it in. And that's material to the business. It's cost incurring, right? So because we didn't look into that, we may not be able to project what is coming. So materiality mapping is a tool to help us. So materiality mapping, today you will hear financial world will say it's double materiality. You heard of that? Wow, bukan satu materiality, double lagi, yeah. Maybe later after this, you can go and check GPT or DeepSeek yourself. What does it mean by double materiality? What does it mean that help of AI, just now Anderton was asking, without all this, you cannot do so much data, right? We need to crunch the data, hence we get the number. And with the help of AI, we can do better. And therefore, double materiality is important. And our sustainability reporting, you'll be surprised we do sustainability reporting year in, year out for the last 5 years, looking at our own transparency and looking at materiality. So you don't just say, hey, this is material to us. Nobody. What does it mean by material? In the environmental sector, which one is close to the business? Tomorrow, if there's no water, can go or cannot go. Cannot do any operation. Betul tak? So one of it, water is material to the business. If tomorrow, if employee is not happy employee, or angry employee, pun tak boleh juga. So materiality is equally important. Again, I wanted to go let you have this a video speak 1,000. This is our ESG video. You can actually watch it.
At Samling, we invest in what we believe in. We invest in people because we believe in each and every one of them. As a responsible corporate citizen, we contribute as much as we can because we believe that we are only as strong as the community we are a part of. We believe in building lives and primarily, we believe in the next generation. They hold within their hands and their hopeful excitement our future. We invest in nature because we believe that our world depends on it and our surroundings need it. We believe in that each of our actions, from better practices, sustainable forest management, a commitment to conservation and reforestation, a sense for renewable energy, to a simple act of planting a seed will have a lasting effect that will be felt for generations to come. We celebrate the cultural beauty and diversity of our indigenous people. We share with them the importance of sustainability and its worth to Sarawak. They, in turn, share with us keenness and enthusiasm. We listen to them because we believe they are the people of the land. and they understand nature better than most. We believe that in time, with enough investment and unyielding effort, the results we desire will become apparent. All we need to do is keep investing in our beliefs, guided by conscience, firmly grounded in environment, social, and governance. Because since 1963, for sustainability, for community, for Sarawak, and for Malaysia, our investments have been more worth it. Samling, standing tall, standing for all.
Okay, every time I watch this, I'm reminded that for Malaysia, for Sarawak, for Malaysia, standing tall, standing for all. ESG is really here to stay, and it just cannot be a buzzword and catching up the trend. Just like occupational health safety, long time ago, we never thought occupational health safety compulsory. It's similarly now, sustainability will be compulsory soon. Yeah, for businesses, big or small. And hence, we invest in the ESG ahead of time for community, for students, for the people. Now, just now we talk about materiality mapping. This materiality mapping, we actually had the Deloitte accounting firm come in and help us to map out what is key to our business. What does it that will hurt? Take away these resources, it will hurt the bottom line. It will even hurt that business will not continue. There will be no continuity of business. So we did our materiality mapping. No materiality mapping can be done without stakeholders engagement. Can I just stress this? So we sent out many survey questions on what is important and key to the business. We ask our stakeholders, whether it's from a certification, whether it's from the government, whether it's from our friends of the NGO that likes us, dislike us, that maybe do not answer us, and from universities and researcher and academician, our customers, our bankers. Hello, what do you think is important if tomorrow, something doesn't do this? So we have a set of questions. We go to them, we ask them to fill it in, then they come back to us, they have their feedback for us, and we map what is important, and we improve our operations and their views. Yeah. So your view is equally important. Yeah. Nanti if we run another materiality round, we want to share it with you. You also can share your feedback to us because all your questions are important that we will take into account. How do we address it in short term, long term, and medium term? So not everything we can do immediately. Some of these things we can do in short term, right? So you have to have a planning of short term, medium term, long term. So it becomes a good roadmap for us to achieve what we envision as what we said in the video, standing tall, standing for all. Because we cannot just say, oh yes, it's according to this, according to ChatGPT. Cannot. Human being is different, right? So we still have to go, and community is different. So Kenya will be different from Penan, Penan will be different from Kiput, Kiput will be different from Iban, right? So all we take into account, okay? Yeah. And Punan as well. Yeah. Okay. Next. Now, in the world, maybe you don't know, all the bankers will read at Samling ran number 15 in terms of our sport, right? So yes,
May I know
what the sport means? Okay, sport is a global ranking. It's called a global ranking for all the timber players or all the commodities players, right? We always thought that we are very bad, very bad, very bad. Maybe this NGOs has already said, right? Again, like I said, it's just one side of the story. But there is also things that we have done quite well. So all the things so this is an assessment, it's a self-assessment that we submitted to this body by Zoological London, ZSL. They will rank two commodities in Asia. One is palm oil, another one is timber. So Samling is part of this assessment, and we rank number 15. Yeah. Okay, amongst other friends in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Thailand, in different parts of the world. Kita nombor 15. Okay.
All right.
Tidak begitu bad lah. So just now you talk about, so you know that we are busy. So what have we been busy about? These are our sustainability reports. If you go in, we have been 4 years reporting it, 2020 onwards, 2023, and we continue to do it. So 2024, we will report our 2020. So sorry, let me get it correct. 2020 report was 2019 activities. Yeah, so you don't. It's a financial. It's like financial reporting, right? So you do a reporting that is, the year before the financial year, before the financial year end. So sustainability reporting is similarly, we have our 1 year. What is the activity that we reflected on? Is available in our website, so you can have a look, download, and read about it. So in it, you will have certification, and this report is a framework that we follow the Global Reporting Initiative, the GRI index, GRI index. So you cannot just report sukahati. It's 2.3, 2.03. There's different section and different categories that we put in our data. So all this information is available on our website as well. Okay, so we call it sustainability reporting. Now, the National Sustainability Reporting Initiatives, you will find out that it's soon going to ask all listed company in Bursa must do this first. Samling is not listed, but Samling has took the initiative to continue to do it nevertheless. Okay, but those who are listed, dia seharusnya memangnya harus buat. This is called disclosure. Okay, if you hear this word, apa itu disclosure? Disclosure means reporting, and reporting means follow a certain framework and standards. And Bursa has one. The national reporting framework also have one. So we follow the GRI, the Global Reporting Initiative, and the national reporting standard that they just came out with in not too long ago also follow GRI. And we also benchmark against Sustainable Development Goal, UNSDG. Just now someone says about UNSDG, betul tak? We also benchmark against it. So side to side, yeah. GRI is what? SDG is what? Now these are some of our certifications that reflects our ESG policy. Okay. And all our policies are available all operational policies and within our operation. But definitely because you need to follow your SOP, right? So, but most of our policies, even our sustainable forest management policy, is available on our website.